My daughter's professor accused her of plagiarism because her thesis was too good. She tried to ruin my daughter's future, but it cost her her entire career. My daughter Iris came home crying on a Thursday and said Professor Callahan had accused her of plagiarism on her senior thesis. She's failing me and reporting me to the dean. My scholarship is gone. Iris had spent 8 months on that thesis. I'd watched her work every night, building her argument from scratch, conducting original research. What's her evidence? She says the writing is too sophisticated for an undergraduate, but I must have copied it. Did you show her your drafts? Your research notes? She wouldn't look at them. She said she knows plagiarism when she sees it. I called Professor Callahan the next morning. My daughter has documentation proving this is her original work. Can we meet to discuss this? There's nothing to discuss. The work is plagiarized. I've been teaching for 20 years. I can recognize when a student didn't write something. She has 12 drafts showing the evolution of her argument. Drafts can be faked. The final product is clearly beyond her capability. Beyond her capability? She's had a 3.9 GPA for 4 years. In other classes, perhaps. Her work in my class has been mediocre at best. This thesis is graduate level writing. She didn't write it. She hung up. I sat there stunned. My daughter's 4 years of work, $80,000 in scholarship money, her entire future, gone because the professor knew plagiarism when she saw it. I hired an attorney. The hearing was in a conference room with 5 faculty members, the dean, Professor Callahan, Rebecca, Iris, and me. Professor Callahan sat with her arms crossed, confident. The dean opened the meeting. Professor Callahan, please present your evidence. She pulled out Iris's thesis. This writing is too sophisticated. The sentence structure, the vocabulary, the analysis. It's beyond undergraduate level. I've taught this course for 15 years. I know what student work looks like. Do you have evidence she copied from a specific source? No, but did you run it through plagiarism detection software? The software came back clean, but those programs can be fooled. My professional judgment is that she didn't write this. Rebecca stood up. May I present our evidence? She laid out 12 drafts of the thesis, dated and timestamped, showed Iris's research notes spanning 6 months, her annotated bibliography, her outline revisions. This is a documented trail of original work developing over 8 months. One of the faculty members picked up the drafts, started reading. These show clear progression. Drafts can be fabricated after the fact, Professor Callahan said. Rebecca pulled out her phone. These drafts were submitted to the University Writing Center for feedback. Here are the timestamps and the Writing Center's notes, all dated months before the final submission. Professor Callahan's face tightened. That doesn't prove. We also have an expert. Rebecca nodded to Dr. Ortega. He stood up. I've reviewed this thesis extensively. It's excellent undergraduate work, but well within the capability of a high-performing student. The writing develops naturally across drafts. The research is thorough but appropriate for the level. There is zero evidence of plagiarism. The dean turned to Professor Callahan. Why did you not review the supporting materials before filing the violation? She's a mediocre student. This work doesn't match her capability. What was her grade in your class before the thesis? Professor Callahan hesitated. B-. Rebecca pulled out a document. Actually, according to her transcript, she had an A- going into the thesis. Would you like to revise your statement? The room went silent. Professor Callahan's face flushed. I meant, she was average. You said mediocre. You also said you knew plagiarism when you saw it, but you were wrong about her grades. What else are you wrong about? The dean held up his hand. Professor Callahan, have you accused other students of plagiarism recently? That's irrelevant. Answer the question. A few, when warranted. Rebecca spoke up. We filed a Freedom of Information request. Professor Callahan has filed plagiarism charges against 12 students in the past 3 years. All charges were in the final semester of their senior year. All students were high performers who submitted exceptional final projects. One faculty member leaned forward. 12 students? None of the charges were substantiated. All were eventually dropped. But several students had already lost scholarships or graduate school opportunities before being cleared. The dean's expression darkened. Professor Callahan, is this accurate? Those students? The work was suspicious. 12 false accusations in 3 years? Rebecca handed the dean another document. We also have statements from 4 of those students. All describe the same pattern. Exceptional final work, accusations of plagiarism, refusal to review supporting documentation, and immediate filing with the dean. The dean closed his folder. This hearing is over. The plagiarism charge against Iris Chen is dismissed. Her grade will be restored. Professor Callahan lost her tenure 2 months later. The university's investigation found she'd been falsely accusing students to avoid giving high grades in response to administrative pressure about grade inflation.